Everyone, this is second video in the series of videos explaining use of Cashbook, your cloud accounting software. Once you log in into the system, you click on Cashbook as we did in the recording of income in our previous video, and on the second screen you select expense if it's not already selected. Once you have selected expense section, it gives you step 2, 3, 4, just very similar to recording of income explained in the previous video. In step 2, you first of all select payment method. So if you have paid this expense or paid for this expense through your bank card, business debit card, or via online banking, or using any of the methods which has taken the money out of your business bank account, you just select payment method as bank payment. And the second option, it asks you about which expense you have paid for. So let's say if you have paid your legal fees or you have paid for your business phone bill or any other office costs, for example, you just select the relevant option. There are many options. However, it is recommended that you create your new expense type if all those listed expenses do not match your criteria. So for example, if you have spent money on let's say on accounting fees, you just type in accounting fees and you select the relevant method, the relevant VAT rate. Now, as you understand, at the moment we do not charge VAT, and I believe soon we will be charging. But at the moment, because there is no VAT you pay on top of your accounting fee, so you just select no VAT, and then in the category you select overheads. This is very important bit, guys, because direct expenses are expenses which you incur in the provision of services or the products you sell. So if you're in products business, you will be buying products and then selling them to your customers. The cost of buying those products is direct expenses, whereas the cost you incur in managing your business, so for example, paying salaries of your employees or your van running cost, for example, that's all overheads. And if you're in services business, any expenses you incur in the direct provision of services to end client, that's direct expenses. So for example, if you have bought a software for your client and that software will not be used by yourself but actually by the end client, then that software obviously is not for your business, it's for your client, but you just bought on their behalf, or your contracted services include the buying of that software, then you will record that as direct expense. However, if you have bought a software you use in your business to process or to run the services or manage the services in running your business, then of course you select overheads. So that's it. I'm going to select overheads here because that's the accounting fees. Once you have selected that, you go on to the to step 3, where you can select the name of supplier. Now this is of course very similar to what we did in the income recording. So you click on the form, create the new supplier if there isn't any, but if it's in the list, then you just type in first few letters, it should come up. But again, that's not necessary, but I recommend doing that. And of course, for the very first time, if you're recording any supplier, you just type in the details, and next time they will just pop up if you type in first few letters. In the reference section, again, you can give any reference for this transaction, or you can put in the same reference as given on the bank statement. In the bank account, you just select business current account as discussed in the previous video, because that's where you generally pay your expenses or overheads from. In the total, let's say you're paying £50 to your accountant, you record 50 because there's no VAT, that's already there. But if you do pay VAT, you just select standard or any other relevant rate, but generally is standard, which is 20%. It selects once you've selected standard VAT rate, it calculates £10 as VAT on top of £50. Again, I hope I made sense when I explained how the VAT works when you either click standard or no VAT in the previous video. But if you're confused, you can always navigate to our help section and find more explanation there. Yes, so once you have inserted the amount, you just click on save, and it's all saved for you under the payment date of 24th of May with the category of accounting fees, payment method, bank payment, and amount £50. Yes, so that's all about recording the expense going out of your business bank account. Thank you for watching.